Normally, I would give a shit about how my background kind of looks on my bed and everything like that. I would actually make my bed make it look a little bit nicer before I do a live stream. But quite frankly, the UFC did not really do anything to make me give a fuck about anything tonight. And holy shit, what a shit show was UFC 208. Originally, UFC 208 was supposed to take place in Anaheim, California, but like most California events, the UFC could not find a main event worthy of it because, for whatever reason, they need a big-time main event in California. So they moved 208 back to the original 209, moving it to the Brooklyn show, and we got this shit show known as UFC 208. My name is Chase Oliver. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the UFC 208 live stream. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Talk in the chat. Share this with all your friends, and let's get started with this one. Now, me personally, I purchased this event. Everyone's going to be like, Chase, why did you purchase UFC 208? I purchased it because, one, Germaine de Randamie is Dutch. I am Dutch. I am going to support my fellow Dutch woman and her quest of becoming the second Dutch UFC champion. So yes, I purchased the Overeem versus Stipe fight. I am going to purchase this one. Second of all, one of my favorite fighters of all time, Anderson Silva, was fighting on the card. And then Jacare Souza was also fighting on the card, and I love watching me some Jacare. So yes, I purchased the fucking fight. I know some of you guys get freeloaded and all that other stuff, but I actually purchased the fight. So I'm a little bit more peeved that I wasted $60 tonight that I could have used on something else on this piece of shit. And really, to be honest here, Dana White's to blame for why this card was so bad. Because even if there was a bunch of shit before the main event, if he would have just gotten the right person in the main event tonight, this show wouldn't be as bad. This show wouldn't be as forgotten. And all Dana has done now is created another division that no one gives a fuck about right now. He has created another division where you won't be able to name their first champion. I will be able to. A lot of hardcore fans would. But me and all these other casuals, they won't know who the fuck the first champion was. So let's get started. First off, Dustin Poirier versus Jim Miller. Fight of the night, not even fucking close. These two were really the highlights of UFC 208, of this shit show. From this shit show, Dustin Poirier and Jim Miller had the best fight, if you just watched the main card. Now, it wasn't the most exciting fight in the world, but it was a good starting fight. This is definitely a fight that if you got some friends over, it got them a little bit excited probably. It got them a little bit hyped up for this show. It was like, oh, wow. It was a good fight. Dustin Poirier wins in a nice little decision, close fight, fun to watch. And you were thinking with the rest of this card and how it's going to play out, you were thinking to yourself, man, we still got Glover Teixeira versus Jared Cannonier. You know, these two are bangers. Jacare versus Tim Bosch. That fight can go either way. Anderson Silva making his comeback, taking on Derek Brunson, and then the main event, like, oh my God. You thought that this card could actually be really fucking good. And then the rest of the card happened. Glover Teixeira versus Jared Cannonier. Oh my God. After this performance, I don't give a fuck. Glover Teixeira needs to get out of the top 5 of the light heavyweight division. That shit was embarrassing. Everyone's going to say, but Chase, he won. But did you see how the fuck he won against Jared Cannonier? And no offense to the Alaskan fighter known as Jared Cannonier. What a wonderful story this guy is. What a trooper this guy is. But really, to be honest here, he does not belong in the same fucking octagon as Glover Teixeira. And Glover Teixeira was making all these excuses onto why he didn't finish him. Oh, he's so tough. Oh, my labrum. I hurt my labrum. The same labrum I hurt John Jones fight. Oh, yeah, he's so tough. It was like, no. You could have finished this guy. You just suck. I'm sorry. Glover Teixeira looked like trash. He was so bad. He was god-awful. Literally, he was toying with Jared Cannonier. It wasn't until Cannonier cracked him in the first round that he realized he shouldn't be toying with someone. Because there was a point in the fight in the first round, Glover Teixeira was literally laying, like he wasn't doing shit. He wasn't advancing position. He wasn't landing any significant strikes. He was literally just laying on top of Jared Cannonier, and the fans started booing. Yeah, of course, we're going to boo this because it's fucking boring. And then Joe Rogan, and I don't know why Daniel Cormier is allowed to be on fucking commentary. This guy is a biased wrestling fuck that is just going to defend fucking wrestlers. They were just like, oh, why are the fans booing this? This makes no sense. Joe Rogan, for the amount of MMA that you fucking watch, you would think that you would understand that freaking Glover Teixeira is doing fucking nothing. And not only that, you would fucking know better that Glover Teixeira is toying with Jared Cannonier. But no, you're sitting here saying it's disrespectful for the fans to boo great wrestling. Why? Are you just sitting next to Daniel Cormier and you're afraid Daniel Cormier will eat you or something? You piece of fucking shit. For real. Don't defend fucking fighters when they're toying around with their opponents and they're not fucking trying to finish the fight and they're trying to look all cool and win in a flashy style. The fact that Glover Teixeira is the number 3 ranked light heavyweight just shows how bad the light heavyweight division is and just shows how good John Jones is and how pretty much he's just going to dominate everyone once that fucker comes back and stops snorting cocaine and hitting pregnant women while driving. Because really, to be honest here, unless Anthony Rumble Johnson just keeps hitting miraculous punches on people, there's no one in this light heavyweight division that's worth a damn anymore. Don't give me that Gustafsson crap. That guy is fucking dead to me. What a joke. Oh, such a joke. Then we get to Jacare versus Tim Bosch, and Jacare actually did what Glover should have done, and that's actually get rid of someone lower of you. The fact that Jacare Souza has not even got a middleweight championship match at all is ridiculous. Michael Bisping choosing Dan Henderson over him shows how much of a joke that middleweight title has become since Anderson has lost it. Really, to be honest here, Jacare Souza was amazing. The way that you know that Jacare is amazing is just how he just took care of freaking business. Notice how Glover Teixeira facing Cannonier, who, by the way, beat 2 cans, no pun intended to his name, beat 2 cans, and pretty much was like ranked number like 19 or 20 in the light heavyweight standings. Tim Bosch actually won against some pretty good competition in the middleweight, was ranked number 13 around. Jacare wasn't doing what freaking Glover Teixeira was doing at all. Jacare said, nope, I'm going to finish this fight as fast as I can. Jacare freaking took him down, caught a leg kick, boom, nice smooth transition, put in a nasty Kimura, bam, won. That's what top fighters should do. So really, to be honest here, why should I be mad about Jacare? Jacare was the best fighter I saw all night tonight. Not the best fight, but he was definitely the best fighter. And he just proved that he's one of the best fighters in the world. And until Michael Bisping and Yoel Romero step up to him, then I'm not going to say it. And everyone's going to be like, well, he lost to Yoel Romero. Did you watch that Yoel Romero fight? Jacare won the last 2 rounds. Yoel Romero only won the first round. That was it. So, yeah, Jacare wins. No surprise there. And everyone's going to keep ducking him. So, I swear to God, I don't think Jacare will ever get a middleweight championship fight in the UFC. Anderson Silva has a better chance of getting a middleweight title fight before Jacare does. Speaking of the Spider Goat, oh God. I'm pretty sure for whatever people that I have on here, they're gonna hate me for what I'm going to say about this. But I thought Anderson Silva won against Derek Brunson. Bunch of dislikes coming in now, a bunch of angry fans trying to convince me why Derek Brunson won. And really, to be honest here, I don't give a fuck. Because really, to be honest here, let me defend myself before you get angry, please and thank you. I know you're the MMA community, and because Heidi Fain and Ariel Helwani and Dave, whatever the fuck his name is again, Dave Schauler, whatever, they all tweeted that Anderson lost. You know, just saying. Just saying. Anderson Silva did not lose this fight whatsoever. He gift wrapped Derek Brunson this fight, granted. But the judges saw this and said, huh. Anderson Silva literally just stood there as Derek Brunson hit a bunch of uppercuts on him. What great showmanship. Anderson Silva also defended a bunch of takedowns that Derek Brunson could not hit. The only legit takedown Derek Brunson hit on him was in the end of the second round. Derek Brunson was literally doing nothing in the clinch, did nothing in the wrestling department. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Joe Rogan schlong go over that Johnny Hendricks lost to that young kid couple UFCs ago because Johnny Hendricks wasn't doing anything on top? Derek Brunson did not deserve that win. Anderson Silva had better defense the whole fight. The only reason why Derek Brunson's stats look so good is because Anderson Silva gift wrapped him most of them. So you're telling me that Derek Brunson should win because his stats look better. Yet he landed all these freaking punches on Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva barely suffered any damage. I don't know what Anderson Silva's skin is made out of, but it has to be made out of some non-human stuff. He has to have some like freaking reptile skin or something, because literally Derek Brunson is a hard-hitting man, and Anderson Silva's face looked fine. It didn't look like it was bloody or bruised at all. So you're going to sit here and tell me, oh, well, I looked at the stats, Chase, and Derek Brunson landed more significant strikes. And if you go back and watch the fight, please tell me what significant strikes that he hit that were actually worth the damage that he actually did himself and not Anderson Silva and trolling. Please come here and try to tell me. Derek Brunson did absolutely nothing to win this fight. And the fact that MMA media nowadays is so complacent that they're going to sit here and freaking all of a sudden just praise the stats is ridiculous. And it just shows how complacent they have become in the world of MMA. And MJ, PG, and Chill, really, to be honest here, I don't know what you were talking about finishes. I'm sorry that Glover Teixeira looked like he was toying with this freaking canister kid and looked like he should have finished him, but he freaking didn't and made a bunch of excuses for it. He was toying with that fucking kid, and the fact that he couldn't even get a finish was a joke. Jacare got shit done against a much higher competition guy. Anderson Silva stuffed 7 takedowns? I mean, yeah, he had 2 takedowns, Derek Brunson, but one of them was because Anderson Silva did a flying knee and didn't fall. And then the last one was just Anderson Silva just got all confused and shit, and Derek Brunson did a nice angle takedown. I mean, really, to be honest here, like, are we just going to forget about Anderson Silva's defense, or are we just going to praise the shitty offense that Derek Brunson did and that was gift wrapped to him? It's just ridiculous how bad the MMA media is and how much they just don't know shit either. And how much that they like to act like they're fucking judges and they're so professional. Well, guess what? You're not. Because if you guys were actually judges, you would know how to do that fight. You would know Anderson Silva clearly won that fight. Derek Brunson did absolutely nothing to say that he won. He did not make enough of a statement to say that he won this fight. So really, to be honest here, Anderson Silva, I thought he won. No, not at all. But you know who won the main event? Nobody did. Nobody won this main event. This main event was a joke. And this just shows how much of a terrible tyrant / sports promoter / whatever the fuck you want to call him Dana White is. What a joke. This is what you put on for your 145 women's featherweight championship match? I get it. Dana White, at the end of the day, he wins because Cyborg is still going to get the opportunity no matter what. But really, to be honest here, if you want to kick off the featherweight division with pride, if you wanted to kick off, the UFC and talk about how these women matter with pride and respect, you would have put Cyborg in this fight. The fact that just because Cyborg is freaking managed by Tito and Dana White's such an asshole to Tito and just such a fucking prick in general, just shows how much of a tyrant and control freak this asshole is. Really, to be honest. Really. What a terrible main event. You had a terrible referee that could not stop late hits from happening, could not decide when he wanted to stop Holly Holm from doing her clinch. Holly Holm has regressed each single round that she has fought ever since beating Ronda Rousey. Holly Holm is like the definition of Buster Douglas. She is literally now the definition of Buster Douglas. Before I was like, oh, don't call her Buster Douglas yet. No, she is Buster Douglas, man. She literally gets worse every round. Every single round, she just gets worse. Ever since she's beaten Ronda Rousey, she just gets worse. I don't know how to explain this. I can't even break that down for you. That's how bad she has gotten. Holly Holm, like, literally, like, looked so polished, so clean against Ronda Rousey. The first 3 rounds against Miesha Tate, she looked so freaking good. And then the 4th round against Miesha Tate, she kind of looked blah. And then the 5th round with Miesha Tate, she loses. And then you look at the last fight that she had before this fight right here against Blanchenko, and she looked like trash the whole fight. Blanchenko was just pretty much Blanchenko, like, Germaine de Randamie needs to grab her cell phone. What she needs to do in the back before she calls her doctor for her quote unquote surgery. You know, what she needs to do is call her cell phone, dial it up, call freaking Blanchenko and say, thank you for showing me how to beat Holly Holm. You are very much a big help. Hang it up and give her some money, because literally, to be honest here, the reason why she won against Holly Holm was because she pretty much just did what Shevchenko did. Or, I'm sorry if I'm butchering her last name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Ugh. But really, to be honest here, this fight was terrible. It was bad. Holly Holm was doing like karate kios before she did anything. She was doing terrible takedown attempts, terrible takedown pressures. Randamie was just counterpunching. Like, Randamie literally did not charge at all, did not do anything to control the action. This fight was just really boring, dude. It was honestly really boring. It was like watching like a competitive players play baseball. Like, have you ever seen like people that are very competitive in baseball video games and they're just really, really slow, really, really boring? That's just how it was. It was just watching like 2 boring dudes playing baseball on the PS4. This just wasn't fun. It was just such a bad fight. And like, both these women are known for being bangers and everything like that. You know, yeah, I get it. You want to be the first women's champ in the featherweight division. I get that. Yeah, I'm not saying go out there and go bullshit crazy, but I'm just saying at least try something. Like, I could not believe Randamie did not take an opening at all at Holly Holm. Holly Holm was circling to her power side. Take advantage of that shit. And if Holly Holm hits you with the counterpunch, Randamie, then you know, hey, that's what she's setting up. So I'm going to go circle to the left. Oh, God. Just awful. Absolutely awful. Was not in this fight, was awful. MJPG and Chill, I saw your comment about Anderson taking mean punches. Yeah, he took a couple punches, but I'm talking about, like, when you look at the major punches that Derek Brunson hit, aka those uppercuts and the clinch, Anderson was not protecting himself because he was trying to prove a point. Anderson wins, but Holm loses. These judges are fun. What are you talking about? Anderson won because of good defense and everything like that. Holly Holm was doing the same thing Derek Brunson was doing. So I can understand why Germaine de Randamie won that fight. Holly Holm was just doing lame freaking clinches. But more on this terrible UFC 206, or not 206. 206 was actually respectable. 208 was that, oh, God. The commentary. I don't care what anyone says. Mike Goldberg is missed, dude. I miss Mike Goldberg. The commentary for this show. Oh. 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 Oh god. John Anik sucks. I'm sorry. John Anik brought nothing to the table. Daniel Cormier is just a nut hugger to wrestlers, and Joe Rogan he's just terrible with anyone else but Goldie. I mean, John Anik literally has I wish Brian Stan was here tonight. That's how much. You know what? I wish Mauro Ranallo was screaming instead. Hell, I would take Todd Grisham bumbling his way on commentary right now than what the fuck I listen to. Seriously, Daniel Cormier the whole time just defending wrestlers and being like, wrestling. Like, shut up. Stop. I don't care. I honestly don't. I hope freaking Anthony Rumble Johnson knocks your fat ass out. That's what I really hope. But John Anik was literally trying his best to be like Mike Goldberg, and he wasn't assertive at all. Like, he was like afraid to step on Joe Rogan's and freaking Daniel Cormier's toes. No, step on their toes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's what made Goldie lovable. Goldie wouldn't be afraid if he made a mistake or two. He would like laugh at it. Yeah, Goldberg like messed up and botched some lines and botched like a name of an MMA move, but who cares? At least he was exciting about it. John Anik didn't seem like he was excited at all for anything. You know how weird it was when I saw Jacare actually get a finish, and then I didn't hear, "It is all over, just like that. Ronaldo Jacare Souza." So I got like John Anik screaming something, trying to be enthusiastic. Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan talking over each other, trying to break it down. It was just, oh god. John Anik's terrible. Get rid of him, UFC. I'm being dead serious. Hashtag bring back Goldberg, man. Like, why did y'all let him go? No, Shark Teeth. Me and Joe Rogan would not be friends. I would want Joe Rogan. I would only want to do commentary with Brian Stan. Yeah, Brendan Schaub would be better. No, but then him and Joe Rogan will start talking about horse penises on their show and stuff like that. That's what they'll do because that's all they do. That's all they seem to do on the Joe Rogan Experience. Talk about freaking gay shit on there and stuff like that. Hashtag Alpha Brain. Hashtag Anna.com. You guys have any questions about this show? Yes, Dan Bones. This was the worst card. This is one of the worst cards in quite some time. This is as bad as that one where Mighty Mouse main evented and like half the fans were leaving the arena. Because this one was pretty bad. I'm glad that this one got canceled from Anaheim. Good. Not a good way to start UFC pay-per-view in 2017. Well, yeah, they didn't have a January show, huh? No January pay-per-view. Yeah. Oof. I mean, the next card. I mean, next Sunday you got the Black Beast versus Travis Brown, so that should be pretty. That should be pretty solid. And I believe there's another good fight on there. So you got Derek Lewis versus Travis Brown. Johnny Hendricks is taking on Hector Lombard. Why? I don't know, but that's going on. But the next card, 209, it has some promise. You got Overeem versus Mark Hunt. For sure, Mark Hunt's going to whine about that fight too because he seems to be like a whiner as of late. Khabib is finally fighting Tony Ferguson, probably one of the more interesting lightweight matchups you'll see. And then you also have the main event, Wonder Boy versus Woodley 2, which should be a good fight as well. Yeah, GDR punching out to the belt. That's like she was in the moment, GDR. She was in the moment, but that referee did not do a good job like separating at all. Like, did not do a good job at separating her, making sure she could not get those punches in. He literally was like a fan in the moment type of deal. Yeah, Todd Grisham, who cares? My question, Chase, Jacare or Yoel for title? Jacare is more marketable. Where do you get this idea Jacare is more marketable? Are you kidding me? But the shit Yoel Romero says after the fights and the way his voice sounds, Yoel is more marketable. No one cares about Jacare, who can barely speak any English and is just a really good Brazilian fighter like so many other guys. What you want tall, skinny Jose Aldo as your champ again? Shh, please. Let's get the guy who freaking says controversial shit about Jesus and sounds like, let's go like this. We're going to go like this up with the tree. Come on, Mike. You know, Mike. Yeah, let's go with Jacare, who is pretty much tall, skinny Jose Aldo. And like, I don't know where you say Jacare is more marketable from what, like, you're sure from a Brazilian perspective, yeah, but overall, Yoel is more marketable. He has so many more controversial things about the guy. He cheats all the time, apparently. He's dirty. No one seems to like the guy. He talks a lot of shit. He has a goofy, funny voice. Ugh. Yeah, 205 was a great main event. I don't know what the hell happened to 208. Yeah, we need Goldberg back bad. He was the best. Bring back Brock. Hendricks is done. Who do you want? Then do you think will win the Woodley / Wonderboy rematch? I want Wonderboy to win, but I think Tyron Woodley is going to win. What are you talking about, PG and Show? What do you mean, LOL, this isn't WWE? You said who's the more marketable guy? I'm being dead serious. It's not Jacare. It's freaking Yoel Romero. You think McGregor fights for the UFC title this year, or he goes boxing gimmick and ducks Khabib / Ferguson? Oh, he's defending his title this year. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying Romero is more marketable. That's what I'm saying. That's what people like. They like those people that are more like. Look at Conor. Conor's more marketable than freaking anyone else on the roster, and he's a pretty much professional wrestler caricature. I'm just saying that's what Yoel Romero is. That's how people view him. They don't like that he's dirty. Like, have you not heard about Yoel Romero doing all these crazy things before the rounds, putting way too much water on his head or something like that? I'm just saying, like, he is someone that's considered dirty in the sport. Go ask Weidman. Weidman complains about him all the time. Go ask, like, freaking Jacare even complained about him. Jacare calls him dirty. I'm not saying that, oh, he does, like, fucking professional wrestling crap. I'm just saying he does do dirty shit during the fights. This is well documented. He did something dirty against Tim Kennedy. He did the same thing, MJPG and Chill, against against Tim Kennedy. I'm just saying, you said who's the more marketable. I bet you everyone will say Yoel is more marketable than Jacare because there's so much more things to talk about him. But no, McGregor's going to fight in the UFC because he's not going to get the fight with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, you say nobody likes Yoel, but that's what makes him marketable is the fact nobody likes him. You want to see him fail. There are people, not everyone loves Conor McGregor. There's people who don't like Conor McGregor. But I don't know if he's going to fight Khabib or Ferguson. Knowing Conor, he'll probably fight Nate again this year. Conor has to worry about his kids. And then once his kid's born, we'll see him in July. And then he'll either fight against Ferguson or Khabib or fight Nate Diaz. Do you think Conor will lose his belt by his next fight because there's no he's beating Khabib or Tony? I actually think he can beat Tony Ferguson. I think Conor matches up very well with Tony Ferguson. I think Tony Ferguson has has very similar strengths as Conor, but I think Conor could definitely catch him. Like, I'm not trying to say like Conor would dominate him, but that's a much more closer fight. Khabib, he has no chance against Khabib. As long as Conor does not get a punch off, like, because the one thing about Khabib, I will say this, his chin is suspect. You saw against the Michael Johnson fight, Michael Johnson kind of rocked Khabib a little bit. But when it comes down to it, if Khabib just gets his hands on Conor, Conor's dead. Conor is fucking dead. There's no way that Conor survives. The thing is, though, Dan, Tony Ferguson is a very emotional guy. And then also, too, I feel like Tony Ferguson will do the Eddie Alvarez route, where he will say, oh, I'm going to take you down, Conor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You don't know wrestling. And then Tony Ferguson is going to be like, oh, let me go do what everyone else did against Conor, and let me go strike with him first, and then get caught up in that moment. And then also, too, Tony Ferguson's not that, like, Tony Ferguson's a decent wrestler, but he's not Khabib level of wrestling. Like, Conor has underrated takedown defense. It's nothing that blows you away, but his takedown defense is very, very, very underrated. Emotional. Did you not see the first time that he was trying to fight Khabib, Dan? Did you not see that press conference where he's like, bro, you haven't fought anyone. You haven't fought anyone, dude. You haven't fought anyone. You fought no one. You're always injured. You never fought anyone. I'm just going to improve and expose you, man. I'm going to improve and expose you. Did you not see that? Huh? Oh. I'm just saying, MJPG and Shell, when it comes down to personality, yeah, but he was being emotional about it. Khabib was just sitting there laughing at him. Tony Ferguson was getting emotional and getting upset about that shit. Like, whenever, like, a reporter would just ask a normal question, he was like freaking out. He's an emotional dude, man. Trust me. He lives like literally like 20 minutes away from me. He just definitely has destroyed Edson Barbosa and RDA, yes, but I'm just saying, man, Khabib also destroyed RDA. And really, to be honest, Eddie Alvarez destroyed RDA. RDA is probably one of the biggest flukes as lightweight champion. Let's be real here. I'm just saying he's just as equal as a matchup as Conor McGregor. He has an equal enough skill set. Like, you think Tony versus oh, no, not even. Barbosa is literally just more of like, he has flashy strikes. Like, Barbosa has flashy strikes. I think Conor's I don't know why you're disrespecting Conor McGregor's stand-up. And this is coming from someone who's not the biggest Conor McGregor fan. Conor McGregor's head movement and stand-up is pretty freaking good. You're treating Conor McGregor like he's never been in a good stand-up before. He's a good stand-up fighter. He's not like the best, but he's like pretty damn good. Great head movement. So I don't know why you're disrespecting him like that. Barbosa is more like he hits flashy punches and flashy strikes. I think you're sleeping way too much on Conor, Dan Bones. Really do. I think you should go watch more Conor tape and stuff like that and kind of see what he can do. Especially the one, especially against Max Holloway when they first fought. That should get you right there where you're kind of thinking and you're going to change your mind and say, oh, you know what? I think Chase was right about this one. Because I do not know where you see that Tony will just... Oh, okay, so you're not disrespecting Conor. You're just very up on Tony Ferguson. That makes more sense. I just thought you were disrespecting Conor like crazy. Like, how could you just disrespect Conor McGregor like that? Yeah, no, but RDA is like kind of like when you look at the top contenders, RDA kind of got lucky with facing Anthony Pettis, whose wrestling is like very suspect. Let's be real here. Sometimes, like, look at Eddie Alvarez. He fought RDA, whose stand-up is pretty suspect too. Conor's left hand is deaf, let's be honest. Didn't kill Nate Diaz and didn't kill Max Bless Holloway. I feel like a lot of Conor fans haven't even watched the first Max Holloway fight. Like, it's so funny. Like, everyone's like, oh man, doesn't matter how much hype Max Holloway has. Conor's going to beat him. Yeah, well, Conor already beat him. When? When did Conor already beat this guy? Like a long fucking time ago. It's probably Conor McGregor's, like, not counting Nate Diaz fights. That's probably Conor McGregor's best fight. If you really want to break down a lot of Conor McGregor film, that's probably his best fight. I don't know. RDA relies too much on takedowns, man. Eddie Alvarez, he's known for having great takedown defense. Thoughts on Stipe versus JDS? I could give two shits about that fight. I hope Stipe knocks out JDS. How about that? I could give two shits about that fight, man. The heavyweight division, what? Stipe, and then afterwards, once Kane is not injured, he's going to fight Kane, and he's going to fight Fabricio Werdum for the second time. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'm saying Isaac Barak for breaking down film and breaking down his fights. So, where's Jose Waldo? Pretty much waiting for Conor McGregor. That's where's Jose Waldo at. Conor is good though, putting his trash like I said, he kills pieces besides Nathan. I feel like Max Holloway has improved a little bit, but I don't know if he can beat Conor at this moment in time. Like, Max Holloway is definitely an exciting young fighter and definitely someone where it's like, oh, yeah, Max Holloway could definitely give Conor a run for his money. But don't think he's gonna kill Conor. Like honestly, like Cody Garbrandt, with his head movement and shit like that. Oh God, I feel like Cody Garbrandt can give Conor McGregor more of a run of his money than Max Holloway or even Jose Aldo. Maybe I'm just like overbasing Cody Garbrandt, but I've never seen Dominic Cruz just look so bad in my life. You're not looking forward to Wonder Boy and Woodley? That's weird. That's weird that you're not looking forward to Wonder Boy or Woodley. I mean, Khabib versus Tony, yeah, it's an exciting fight. It's been a fight that fans have been clamoring for, but still. Surprised that's the only fight you're looking forward to. Especially because it might be a boring fight. Let's be real here. Khabib is not... Khabib is a wonderful fighter and a wonderful talent. He is just so fucking boring. I mean, he is so boring. Unless you're in Russia. Oh, Khabib. I'll put you to sleep. Yeah, like so I'm not the only one that thought Cody Garbrandt looked super amazing and just like because like seriously, Dominic Cruz has some of the best movement in MMA like that ever. Like this is not even like a joke. This is like legit stuff. Like his movement is insane. And the fact that I just saw like Cody Garbrandt make Dominic Cruz look bad, I just couldn't believe it. I feel like Cody Garbrandt can give Conor McGregor more run of the money. And then a lot of the other fighters, I mean, they're the same height. It's not that bad of a discrepancy. Maybe Conor is a little bit more bulkier. But hey, Conor always says timing and head movement wins fights and shit. Cody Garbrandt seems to have that on down. I mean, I've never seen someone drop Cruz like that. If Woodley loses, fuck 170. Well, you don't like Wonder Boy? I like Wonder Boy. He's fun to watch. RDA fucked Tony in the first round, though Tony won the fight. I'd love to see Cody versus Conor. Yeah, that would be a good fight. They did kind of fight in the Ultimate Fighter that one season when it was like McGregor and Faber, which was like such a random season. Cody Machida did shit. Oh, yeah. Lyoto Machida. Oh, my God. With the new women's 145-pound division, which division do you think will be the weakest, 145 or 125? You know, that's a great question. It all depends on, really, to be honest, who you think is the weaker champion. Because I feel like Cyborg, even though she won't have any good competition for quite some time, at least Cyborg is exciting. Like, people can get kind of hyped up for Chris Cyborg fighting. Like, Joanna, oh, yeah, I'm so excited to see Joanna champion freaking go to another UD. I mean, really, to be honest here, yeah, sure, 125 is like pretty much like there's more women that could fight in it. But really, to be honest here, why would I want to go see Joanna Jędrzejczyk just go to another unanimous decision when I can just see Chris Cyborg just literally be a cyborg against all these women? Cyborg is a much more exciting champion and would bring on much more exciting fights. They made a 145 women's division Blue Knight for two reasons. One, because they needed a fucking bullshit excuse to main event these women at the UFC 208 pay-per-view. And two, they wanted to spite Cyborg. That is the reason why they did it. There is two reasons, and yeah. Don't let this horrible show distract you from the fact that the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead. Oh, God. Let's not have this horrible show distract us from the fact that the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavs. How about that? Kevin Durant went back to OKC tonight. God, that was actually a disappointment too. That was actually a disappointment as well. If they make a 125 division, they should close the 115 division. JJ is also a killer, though. Yeah, Joanna's a killer, but she's not fucking exciting doing it, dude. Demetrius Johnson's a killer, but he ain't doing shit. Hopefully, Jones and DC can have one more match. Yeah, dude. As long as John Jones is not Sonic Kane. What do you mean, how, Jackson Humphrey? That was disappointing. It was. The OKC return was disappointing. OKC did not show up for that game. And Westbrook's all talking shit to Durant when he's down by 20. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? You're down by 20. You're down by 20. You're talking shit like you're going to do something. You're all telling him, I'm coming. Ugh. Such a disappointing game. And the fans, they weren't even like that hype into it. Like, Kevin Durant barely, like, LeBron returned to Cleveland. Now, that was just like a massacre. Westbrook has no help. Yeah, he doesn't have any help. But then again, I always argue that, like, if he's averaging a triple-double and he gets, like, at least 10 assists a game, doesn't he have some kind of help to get 10 fucking assists a game? Just saying. He has to have some help to get 10 assists. I just want Tony to win to shut up these fanboys. Which fanboys? Khabib fanboys, Conor fanboys, which ones? Not exciting, bro. Do you only like finishes and wars? No. I'm just saying when it comes down to building a champion and freaking all this other stuff that casuals look at, MJPG and chill, that these guys don't give a fuck. I think Joanna's great. I am just saying when you're asking the question, which division sounds more exciting, it is fucking Cyborg. Because more people care about that shit than fucking technical fighting. I could give fucking two shits about finishes and wars. I said Jim Miller and freaking Dustin Poirier was a good fight tonight. Sorry that Joanna's not fucking exciting. She just isn't. To us hardcore fans, yeah, she's exciting. She's very technical. But do you think some casual gives a fuck about it? Yeah, the 145 has no roster right now, but at least Cyborg's there to fucking carry it. It was like the 135-pound division just started. It had no roster, but Ronda Rousey at least carried it. It was literally Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, and that was it. Isaac, there's a lot of Joanna fans. I'm not trying to say she's bad. She's just not exciting. There's a difference. Demetrius Johnson is fucking a wizard. One of the best guys to watch MMA tape on. I mean, MJPG and chill. If I'm a fan of wars and everything like that, why in the blue fuck did I said that Conor McGregor's best fight is probably against Max Holloway? Because that fight was no fucking war. There was no finishes in that fight. That went to a unanimous decision in the 3 rounds. If I was saying what was Conor's best fight, I would easily go say Nate Diaz. Or I would go say Nate Diaz again. No, but his best fight overall was against Max Holloway. So you're coming on here saying I only want finishes and wars, when really, to be honest, you watch my channel long enough, MJ and PG and show, you should know when I'm doing recaps and when I'm answering questions, isn't it Holloway, whatever? I don't give a fuck. Holloway, it's the same fucking shit. But really, to be honest here, when I'm talking about, especially the people who are asking questions, it's really, to be honest, for the casual fans. Because casual fans would want to see that. Because that's what casual fans grew up on. A lot of people, when they started watching UFC, they were just pretty much like watching Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner thinking that was the greatest fight of all time. That's what people grew up on. That's what people are remembering from. Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida. Diego Sanchez versus freaking, what's his name? El Nino Gilbert Melendez. That's the thing. Those are fights people remember. You cannot tell me, unless you're a hardcore fan, a Joanna fight that you remember. Maybe her first win as a champion. No, you claimed that I only like wars and finishes. That's what you claimed in the chat. When I'm clearly just saying what I'm answering, how casual fans do. Because I'm trying to say, like, because Dan Bones asked a good question, which division will be more exciting? That's what Dan Bones was wondering. Which division will cause more? Isaac, oh no, Art of War hates women fighting. Art of War, why do you hate women fighting? Why do you hate women fighting so much? Like, they're good. Cyborg can't even make 145. Latino legend, you do realize Cyborg is the 145 Invicta champion, right? She's already a champion at 145. Why'd you come? Why don't you want to say why you came back in May 2014? A lot of the UFC divisions have no competition right now. You look at pretty much if you look at the bantamweight division, it's Garbrandt, Cruz, and Dillashaw, and then like a bunch of quote unquote contenders that are fucking exciting. You look at the 145 division, that one's pretty stacked. 155, Murder's Row. 170, I don't know what happened in 170. It used to be good, but all the 170 fighters just regressed out of nowhere. 185, trash. 205, trash. Heavyweight, do we even need to go into how bad that is? Mighty Mouse's division, trash. Georgiana's division, trash. 135, And 145 just happened. What are you talking about? No, she did. Okay. She wanted to fight at a later date. Dana White was being a dickhead and decided to put the date earlier. She is the Invicta 145 champion. She can't make the UFC 135 limit. She wanted a 145 division. What are you talking about, Latino legend? Why would she not be able to make 145 when she does it consistently at the Invicta level? She's been wanting this division. The overall competition of the UFC is not as good as it used to be. Yeah, it's pretty much just the lightweight. Like, really, to be honest, that's like the lightweight division is the only exciting one, to be honest here. The last great fight I've seen between, the women's fights haven't been that good as of late, but they're still reliable. Like, there's still reliable women fights on there. Sometimes the women fights can be the best fights on the card. I mean, Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm was a really good fight, in my personal opinion. Strawweight has been okay. Whatever. I definitely think it's just been kind of lackluster, but it's really just Georgiana's division and then whatever Paige Van Zandt is fucking doing. That's pretty much how UFC promotes it. It's like, oh yeah, here's Georgiana, and then Paige Van Zandt smiling on the cover. Yeah, no, Cyborg looks good from time to time. Oh my god. Latino, okay, can someone help explain to Latino legend that Cyborg can make 145, but she just could not do it for the month? Latino legend, are you a Dana White fan? Is Dana White paying you money for this? Brandon Shaw even said, if you want to be champion, but you can't make weight in 6 weeks, something else is up. Okay, Brandon Shaw has never been a champion, so why the fuck would I believe what he says? My top 3 years in UFC, to me, number 1, 2008, UFC 100, the release of the new video game. Really, to be honest, 2008 was like one of the, or was that 2007? Either 07 or 08, I can't remember what year it was, but that year was really good for the UFC because that just started the huge UFC boom and people becoming UFC fans. You know, UFC 98 was a good show. You got also UFC 94, UFC 100 was a strong show. The Ultimate Fighter with Diaz and Clay Guida and Diego Sanchez. So I always give 2008 a number 1, number 2, 2011, and then number 3, whatever year Conor McGregor became a thing and Ronda Rousey became a thing. So 2013. I'm just an analyst. I'm not saying I'm a fighter. I am just saying Brandon Schaub should not be talking about cutting weight as a champion because he's never cut weight as a champion before. I am just saying that Brandon Schaub is not the most knowledgeable person to trust on everything. Cyborg can make 145. It was just that her body was destroyed. Straight shooter, you missed a lot of shit. This has been one of my, someone said more, I've been savage / lit in this whole fucking stream. So I've just been angry because UFC 206 sucked. And we got Latino legend over here making excuses for Cyborg. or not making excuses, trying to belittle Cyborg and everything like that. Thoughts on Kat Zingano? She's very pretty, pretty good fighter. Don't know if she will beat Amanda Nunes again, but who knows? And honestly, if you watch, what's it called, the old Kat Zingano Amanda Nunes fight, if Amanda Nunes didn't get tired, she probably would have won that fight. To be honest, here. Fuck Brendan Schaub. Yeah, exactly. Eat a Snickers. Nah, fuck eating a Snickers, man. I ain't gonna eat no fucking Snickers. 206, 208. I don't give a fuck. like Connor and Nate would say, I don't give a fuck. I wish I was talking about 206. That shit was balling. I eat Cheetos, apparently. I guess that's all I eat is Cheetos. All I do is eat Cheetos. I'm waiting for the next Latino legend insult. He's actually pretty funny. Considering I'm not afraid of going on camera. This guy, he just has an L. Latino legend literally has an L as his username, man, like as his profile pic. So hold this L, Latino legend. UFC 209. I'm still debating if I want to see UFC 209. Khabib versus Conor. Are you just saying you want to see that fight, Silver Deep, or are you asking for a prediction? Rousey killed Zagano and she never bounced back. That was like the most disappointing women's fight ever. Like you thought Zagano was gonna have a chance. No, he literally has a giant L as his picture. Like it's literally like an L. Like hold this L, bro. Like at least put a picture of yourself. Like he's just taking personal insults at me. He's not even like trying to insult me on a good level. He's like taking personal insults. He's like, oh, he eats Cheetos. Even though I said no, I don't want to eat a fucking Snickers. Like, why the fuck would I eat fucking Snickers? It's too late for that shit. Thoughts on Silva versus Brunson? Isaac Barak, I said Anderson Silva won that fight mainly because Anderson Silva was playing great defense. Derek Brunson did nothing whatsoever in control of the clinch or his takedowns. Anderson Silva gift wrapped him a bunch of punches when he was just standing there taking them. Really, to be honest here, I gave Anderson Silva. So Anderson Silva won. Who wins, Khabib versus Conor? Oh, Khabib. Unless Conor somehow like learns wrestling. Maybe that's why Conor's taking this break. Maybe he's like training with like the greatest wrestlers of the world to stop Khabib. But like really, to be honest, like if Conor doesn't come in and straight up, like has like the best wrestling of all time, there's no way he's beating Khabib. There's no fucking way. Because literally Khabib will just wrestle him the whole time, and it'll be like the most boring fight we will ever see. Who I got between Overeem and Mark Hunt? Ooh. Biased side of me says Overeem, but my prediction is still Overeem because I feel like Overeem will just go back to wrestling Overeem. So he'll pretty much just have watched the Brock Lesnar fight and just copy Brock Lesnar's style and just take down Mark Hunt. And then Mark Hunt will cry and complain and say that someone's on steroids and everything like that. Thoughts on Tyron Woodley? Very good fighter, has a lot of power in his legs. Pretty much can lead to instant knockout power. Very underrated wrestler because I feel like he doesn't show up his wrestling enough. I would like to see him fight more top end guys, minus just Wonderboy and Robbie Lawler. But he's definitely one of the top echelon fighters in the UFC, but not one of the best UFC fighters. Do your predictions of the 4 pay-per-view main events. Woodley versus Thompson. I got Tyron Woodley. Cormier versus Johnson 2. Cormier via laying and praying. Stipe versus JDS. Stipe by knockout. Aldo versus Holloway. 212 is Aldo versus Holloway. That's confirmed. Don't cry. That one's the hardest one. As much as I would love to say Holloway here, I got to go with Aldo. Like, really, to be honest, he just destroyed Frankie Edgar, made Frankie Edgar look like he wasn't a champion ever in his life at UFC 200. And really, to be honest, I think Jose Aldo's just in such a game mode that he's just going to just destroy Max Holloway. Like, all this Max Holloway hype is just going to go down. Yeah, Hunt could land a bomb. That's literally like Mark Hunt's only options. Woodley's racist shit. Yeah, I don't know where Tyron Woodley is like all of a sudden like, cause I'm black, no one likes me. Like, where did this come from? Like, like if anything, that like why people wouldn't like Tyron Woodley is because Tyron the Holloway hump. Oh, what like pretty much like you know like it's like hump day, like Wednesday, like the hump. You know that's what it means, like the Holloway hump, like getting over that hump and then moving on to the next big hurdle, which would be Conor McGregor. That's why I call it the Holloway hump, Blue Knight. No, so Holly Holmes lost to Jermaine Duratime. Yeah, but I don't know where Tyron Woodley like seriously. If anyone doesn't like Tyron Woodley, it's not because he's black. It's because Tyron Woodley comes off as ignorant. Like literally, he just comes off as ignorant. Like there's that's the only reason why I would think that people would not like Tyron Woodley. It's not because of his skin color. Like his skin color has nothing to do with it. It's just that he comes off as ignorant. Like the guy first wins the title, and instead of like accepting his first challenger right away, he goes on and goes like, "You asked to fight Robbie Lawler. I'm over here, and I'm going to be fighting Nick Diaz or George St. Pierre." It's like, what the fuck? Who the hell are you? You're Tyron Woodley. You're Tyron Woodley. Oh, I'm disagreeing when he says the UFC is racist. I'm disagreeing with Tim on that for sure. But I just don't understand his whole like. That's what I'm disagreeing with. No. On Twitter and social media, there's a whole bunch of racist assholes that will never understand society today. There's just a bunch of those on there. But when it comes down to it, the UFC is not racist. I mean, one of their bigger stars have been, you know, from the darker skinned side, and Anderson Silva, John Jones, Rashad Evans, Rampage, and stuff like that. They're not racist. Like literally, the only reason why you could hate Tyron Woodley is because, like I said, he's ignorant. Georgia St. Pierre is such a cold ass name. Yeah, it's one of the best names in MMA history. Is GSP still waiting the big check to come back to UFC? I think he's just trying to make sure he can't wear Reebok or something like that. Brendan Schaub refers to people who talk MMA but don't know the sport Cheeto fingers. Oh, is that why the Latino warrior called me a Cheeto guy? Paige going to be a fighter. I don't give a fuck about Paige being a fighter, man. Who cares? Do you think CM Punk will be back in UFC again? Yeah, Uncle Dana's going to ride that CM Punk train for some money. Bisping wants GSP. Oh, yeah, you don't want to fight Yoel Romero. I really don't care who wins between Woodley or Wonder Boy. Because there's not really any other welterweights in that division besides them. It's like kind of like who else is there? Like, oh yeah, Woodley or Wonder Boy wins. Guess what? You win the fight against Damian Maia. Yay. Time for Damian Maia to bore people. My favorite fighter currently? Rumble Johnson, Wonder Boy, Jacare, Cody Garbrandt. Those are some of my favorites. Robbie Lawler, that's another name. No, but Blue Knight, Damian Maia is like next in line. Connor versus Mickey Gal. Oh God. Right. Then Mickey Gal called Dan Hardy. That was the name I like. He beat Sage Northcutt and he's like, I want to fight Dan Hardy. And then like him and Dan Hardy had like an awkward conversation on Ariel Helwani's like MMA 3-hour show. I don't know why Ariel Helwani has not changed the name of his podcast. Like he calls it the MMA Hour. It's like 5 hours long, that podcast. That podcast is not fucking an hour long. It's like 3 to 5 hours long. And like Mickey Gal and like Dan Hardy had this awkward conversation. And then, like, pretty much, like, Mickey Gal was, like, being scolded. About, like, well, not really scolded. It was, like, Dan Hardy was just being, like, a parent explaining stuff to Mickey Gal that, like, this is why you can't have this. And then Mickey Gal was like, oh, okay, man. And stuff like that. Yeah, Mickey Gal's another boring fighter, too. Like, he means well. Like, at least Mickey Gal's an exciting personality. Do you think the UFC bantamweight division has a lack of a drawing power? If Cody Garbrandt does good, then yeah, they will have a drawing power. I mean, Cody Garbrandt seems like he can draw. His tattoos, good looking dude, talk shit. Seems like he could be a good draw. I want to. It's just Maia's not my cup of tea. I was surprised what he did to Carlos Condit, to be honest. Don't we all want to see John Jones again, man? Like, minus the John Jones that fought Ovince St. Preux. I still want to see John Jones. Oh, women's bantamweight? Oh, fuck no. Amanda Nunes, yeah, she beat Honda, but after beating Honda, it doesn't mean shit. Who the fuck is messaging me? Like, seriously, it's 11 o'clock, guys. You know, I don't get Instagram. Instagram likes to tell me when people like post photos after they haven't posted photos for like 2 weeks. It's like, I don't care. Why are you giving me this message and stuff like that? Do you think the UFC is lacking personalities? Example: Rampage, Tito, BJ, Liddell, etc. Yeah, no, I remember back in the day, the UFC, it was just like every card there was like at least a cool fighter. It was like every card, like it felt like it was a stack card, a big deal. There was like personalities, there was names. Yeah, they weren't the best fighters. Some of them, like, yeah, they were falling off, but like really, to be honest here, they at least had recognition. You can kind of just know who the fuck they are, and you respect them for that. You're like, oh yeah, it's Rampage. Yeah, his name is Quentin Jackson, but it's Rampage. BJ Penn, the Prodigy, Chuck the Iceman Liddell, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz, and everything like that. Like, now we have guys running around calling themselves the Killer Gorilla. I don't know who the fuck this is. We have guys after every fight, pretty much, instead of just being like crazy and stuff like that, like Tito would be, or Chuck Liddell, or BJ Penn. Like, BJ Penn used to be like the best, man. Like, after every fight, he would just be all like, hey, you want to see me fight GSP? Sean Shark, you're dead. Like, BJ Penn was like the greatest, man, when it came down to freaking dropping bombs and stuff like that, when it came to dropping mics and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, it's just like, you know, nowadays everyone after their fights are like, oh, I injured X here. I couldn't finish this guy because of this bullshit. Like, none of these guys are just fucking like insane, like BJ Penn or John Jones, or not John Jones, BJ Penn, Tito, Rampage, and Chuck Liddell were, man. Like, what the fuck? UFC promo drops, greatest of all time for literally every fight. Oh, yeah. This could be the greatest fight of all time. That Doho Choi Cub Swanson fight was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, it was fun. It was a crazy fight for sure, but, you know, wasn't like the greatest fight I've ever seen. You know, especially when it came to brawls. Like Leonard Garcia, Chance Jung, and Heat Your Heart Out. That was, to me, one of my favorite crazy brawls. Wanderlei Silva. Oh my god. I mean, like, even like Keith Jardine was at least like a freaking, like, Keith Jardine, the Dean of Mean. Like, there's no other like lower mid like lower tier middleweights or light heavyweights that can compare to Keith Jardine. Don't forget the Thunder blew a 3-1 lead, or the Cleveland Indians blew a 3-1 lead. Yeah, mainstream sport. Commentation sucked. Like what? Like the commentators, like John Anik, Joe Rogan, and Danny Cormier. Yeah, it did suck. They didn't do a good job whatsoever. But hey, what can you do? Who is the UFC's new announcers? It was just John Anik, Daniel Cormier, and Joe Rogan. Why are so many high-rank fighters so inactive? We can never progress if they never fight. Yeah, no, that's another thing, too, about this new UFC. Like, back in the old days, like, the high-rank fighters, it was kind of, like, mandatory for them to fight at least twice a year. Like, if you look at some of the older times of the UFC, I can remember Randy Couture fought, like, 4 times a year. Like, Randy Couture would fight, like, once every other month and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's like a fighter will fight once, and then they're like, oh, you know, I got to take a vacation. Like, what the hell? Why are you taking a vacation for? Like, for what? Like for real, for what? Why do you need a vacation? You just literally like came out here and you either got your ass kicked, or you barely even fought the whole fight. Nowadays, like, freaking like top guys, they just leave. They just all take freaking breaks, and it's boring. Like Conor McGregor right now, he should be defending his lightweight title against Ferguson or Khabib, pick your poison, at the next event. But he's not. He's not even defending it. Because his wife is pregnant. He doesn't want to stress his wife out. Then don't bring your wife to the fucking fights. Like Conor McGregor likes to talk about, oh, I'm a fighter, I've done this, I've done that. It's like Randy Couture's a fighter. Randy Couture probably had to deal with a pregnant ass wife during when he was fighting. He still fucking fought. Yeah, Rafael dos Anjos was on vacation. Yeah, Luke Rockhold. He hasn't fought in a while. Like Chris Weidman's one of the more active middleweights, like currently right now. But then it sucks too because if you're way too active, then you end up like Donald Cerrone, where you lose a fight that you shouldn't lose, and then later on you're like, oh shit, you go down the rankings. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a double edged sword. But really, to be honest, I miss the days when champions would actually fight 2 to 3 times a year, or like top guys actually fought. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh yeah, Gegard just likes to fight everyone. Gegard don't give a fuck. That's why I like Gegard Mousasi. Gegard Mousasi probably my favorite idea. Champs of 2 divisions, but doesn't have one title defense on his record. Yeah, Conor doesn't have one title defense. Like he literally just gave up the featherweight title. Cody versus Dillashaw. Yeah, I bet you Cody Garbrandt's gonna be like, oh, I have no love. My dad didn't love me enough, so I can't fight right now and stuff like that. Agree or disagree with the main event / co-main divisions? Agreed with both of them, Micah John. It's funny how Diaz never got his rematch. Which Diaz are we talking about? Nate, Nick? There's many Diazes to talk about. Well, there's 2 of them. 2 of them matter, though. Like Mighty Mouse said, they become champions when they defend their belt. Well, Matt, I also say what Matt Hughes said before, but sure, let's go with Mighty Mouse. Demetrius Johnson. Now, at least Demetrius defends his belt. The next time we'll see Jacare in the octagon, probably next year when he will actually get his middleweight title fight. That's when we'll probably see Jacare in the freaking title fight in the octagon is next year or later in the year. You think Conor will show up in WWE? I'm not talking about WWE Jackson Humphrey. I don't really want to right now. But no, they won't pay him enough to appear. Ronda has a better chance for sure than Conor because Ronda needs anything to help her career. Oh, Nate. Yeah, Nate's not going to get his rematch against Conor. Conor, like Nate said it best himself. The reason why Conor was told that he was forced to defend his featherweight division was because it was an exit plan so that way Nate couldn't get a 3rd match in. That was literally what happened. Like Conor pretty much got what he wanted. That's why I don't understand. Watch the Max Holloway fight again, Dan Bones. I think you'll be kind of impressed. But I'm not a big Conor fan myself. I think he's way overrated. But he's pretty decent if you watch the Max Holloway fight. Women's bantamweight top 5. Oh God. Amanda Nunes won. The girl that she beat at like UFC whatever number 2. The girl who beat Holly Holm. I'm fucking blanking on her name. Kat Zagano 3. Juliana Pena 4. And then who is that girl that beat Misha Tate? That just shows how I don't care about the women's bantamweight division, but you get the idea. No one leg kicks Conor at all. They're dumb as fuck. I don't know why people don't do that. I think Max Holloway landed 4. Can't remember. What are my thoughts about Conor using the Ali Act? Whatever makes him the most money. Really, to be honest, Mikey, if that's gonna make him money and make him a star, then why not just freaking keep milking that in? I don't see what's wrong with it. A lot of people steal the Ali Act anyways, try to quote Ali, act like they're the biggest team. Shovenko, thank you, Sal. I didn't want to say her name because I knew I was gonna fuck it up. And who was the girl who beat Misha Tate and Misha's last fight? She's number 5. Misha versus Cat was good as well. Oh, were you talking about Fight Silver Deep? Oh, were you asking about fights? Oh, I thought you were asking about individual women. I thought you were asking about individual women. I didn't know you were asking about fights. Oh, the fights list is totally different. Who is someone that is on or above Conor's level at 155? Khabib. Amanda versus Jermaine. That's a marketing nightmare. Well, yeah, considering Jermaine already lost to Amanda Nunes, why would they? Why would they even have that? Do you think the UFC will stop Conor from boxing if they aren't involved? No, they let Conor do whatever the fuck he wants. So why in the blue fuck would they stop him from boxing? They let Conor. They didn't stop Conor from not defending his featherweight title. So why would they stop him from doing boxing? Boxing and UFC are totally different, especially if Conor reaches a deal with Floyd Mayweather. That's a Mayweather promotions. That ain't no UFC promotions. Yeah, Conor is a UFC contracted fighter, but under his boxing license, pretty much he's his own man, and he can sign with any promotion he wants. If he signs with Mayweather's agency, then yeah. I think sometimes fans don't understand that Mayweather can promote Conor McGregor, and because he has his Mayweather Productions, and if he signs a contract with Mayweather Productions, he would be a Mayweather Productions guy. Webb says Holly was robbed, whatever. He's the only fighter that can promote as undefeated. I swear to God, dude, those elbows were such. I'm being dead serious here. All respect in the world to Matt Hamill. The Hammer is a great story, an awesome guy. But really, to be honest here, I hate that they said that those elbows were illegal. I thought John Jones hit him with a little bit more legal elbows. Like, he literally only hit Matt Hamill with 4 illegal elbows. Not really that much. And those elbows weren't even the ones that damaged him the most. And I hated that they called that fight a disqualification because it sucks that John Jones has 1 loss on his record when that loss shouldn't even count. He can't. What do you mean he can't? If he has his boxing license, it's not like the UFC owns his boxing license. He can go do whatever he wants with his boxing license. I mean, the UFC won't let him get his Vegas boxing license, if anything. And like Floyd says, he doesn't fight in California. Like, Conor can get his boxing license anywhere. Because Nate Diaz was talking about boxing. And he said that the UFC doesn't control him when it comes to boxing because he said that he can go sign anywhere with the boxing agency. He said that he was going to hook up with his boy, Andre Ward. Oh. Nate has a contract with UFC too, but he said that he'll hook up with his boy. So, I don't know. I trust Nate Diaz on this situation. Fuck Floyd. Conor McGregor versus Canelo Alvarez in octagon with MMA gloves. No break in the clinch. That's what I want to see. What do you think? I don't want to see Canelo fight anyone. I don't want to see Canelo fight Triple G. I don't want to see Canelo fight fucking Floyd anymore. I want to see Canelo fight Andre. I do not even care. Canelo Alvarez is good. He's really nice, but he is not someone that I'm going to pay to see fight Conor McGregor in an MMA fight. Conor McGregor will destroy that boy. Top 5 male fighters of all time in their prime. Oh, that's easy. Number 1, Anderson. Number 2, Fedor Emelianenko. Number 3, Chuck Liddell. Number 4, can I put John Jones? I'm going to put John Jones. John Jones at number 4. Number 5, Tito Ortiz. Or Frank Shamrock. 1 or 2. You choose. GSP is also kind of on that list, but really, to be honest, he lost a lot of fights in his prime where it was like he lost to Matt Serra and he lost to Matt Hughes type of deal. Like he's still, like, you can argue for him on the list. Like, I'll accept it. But really, to be honest here, in his prime, he lost to Matt Hughes and he lost to Matt Serra. So I'm not going to give him like that distinguished honor. Like, Fedor didn't lose to anyone in his prime. Neither did Anderson. When Chuck Liddell was in his prime, he was like one of the most entertaining, most fun guys to ever watch in MMA, and also was beating a lot of top light heavyweights at the time. And then when my number 4 guy, John Jones, we already talked about how good that guy is. And then number 5, Tito and Frank Shamrock, it's the same thing. They're beating dudes at their prime. I feel like if Frank Shamrock would have stayed more in the UFC, Frank Shamrock would get a little bit more love. GSP and BJ Penn, you can definitely make arguments for them where it's just like, oh, what about them in their prime? They were absolutely wonderful in their primes, but, GSP lost to some certain guys in his prime and his own division, and same with BJ Penn. BJ Penn didn't even become a lightweight champion. Like, BJ Penn was all fighting Lyoto Machida and shit like that in his prime. So, yeah. Who, George? No, George beat – well, if you're looking at the judges' scorecards and you're going off your own scorecards, yeah, sure, you can make an argument. Your thoughts on Rose versus Watterson in April? That better not be the main event. I believe that it is their main event. Najamas versus Watterson. I think that is the main event for the show, to be honest there. I think it is. It's the first fight announced, and normally that is like the main event. And Rose does have a name, so they like promoting her. Oh, you haven't watched MMA that far back, Sal? Oh, okay. That's fine. You don't need to. It's up to you if you want to. It's stated in Connor's contract. Maybe Nate Diaz's contract is different than Connor's contract. I don't know. I just heard Nate saying that, you can sign with any agency you want. So, yeah, Silva was definitely a yeah. Wanderlei in his prime was great too. There's so many good fighters like back in their prime, dude. That's the thing. Nowadays, it's kind of like if you look at fighters in their prime, it's just kind of like they don't even compare. What do you think about Tito Ortiz versus Chael Sonnen at the last Bellator event? Oh my god. Paul Daly had a great knockout. That's all I'm gonna say about that Tito versus Chael event. Tony versus Khabib. Who you got, Khabib? I mean, I give Ferguson a great chance, but I got Khabib. Thoughts on the UFC always trying to call Royce Gracie a great? Insane. I mean, Royce Gracie pretty much like he deserves credit, but I feel like, sometimes Ken Shamrock and Boss Rudin, they don't get enough credit, man. There's always like Royce Gracie gets like the greatest credit of all time just because he won the first ever UFC tournament and just because he was like the first fucker to introduce Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Look, if Royce Gracie did not have that stupid gi on, then he would not have won. Let's just be real here. The gi helped him win those first couple UFC events and stuff like that. And not only that, Matt is for real, dude. Like Matt Hughes showed that guy like doesn't belong in an MMA cage when it's like legalized and shit. Thoughts on McDonald versus Daly? Was that the Paul Daly fight where I said Paul Daly had a great knockout? Oh, like Roy McDonald's gonna fight fucking Paul Daly? Holy shit. That's good. I think that's hard, man. Like Paul Daly's been looking really good. Oh god, that's such a hard fight. That's actually a good fight. Is that actually like main eventing shit? Like Bellator actually did something correct for once. Like good for them, man. I don't know. They did a good thing with Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson, even though I don't know why Benson Henderson, after losing, got another title fight. like Benson Henderson used to talk shit about Frankie Edgar for getting all these title fights, and then like all of a sudden now he's getting all these title fights and stuff like that. But Roy versus Paul Daly, fuck. See, Roy's like a very good technical fighter, and I can't remember the last time Paul Daly has fought anyone on a technical level of striking like Rory. Like the last time he did was Nick Diaz, and that fight was bonkers. But Nick Diaz is not as like technical and as just as Rory McDonald. So really, but Paul Daly is just he keeps getting better and better. So he's way more athletic than Rory too. I think Rory's gonna win that fight though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rory. I heard Chael tried to cheat on The Apprentice and he got fired. Hey, when's my lookalike Matt Mitrione fighting Fedor? Isn't that next couple weeks? Or did that fight already happen? Did Fedor lose? I don't know what's going on with Mitrione and Fedor. Isn't that like next week? Chael is Dana's bitch. When he was working for the UFC, I could definitely agree with that one. Kind of like what Dan Bone said, it's just that DC doesn't go on with his words. Like he talked about how he was going to destroy John Jones, did not destroy John Jones. It's like, yeah. What happened to Benson? Benson Henderson pretty much left UFC because he was like, oh, I can make more money in Bellator. Went to Bellator, lost a couple title fights, got embarrassed in his Bellator debut when he was going for the welterweight title, and then had a great fight with Michael Chandler. I believe he had one other fight too in the lightweight division. But yeah, he's pretty much retiring soon. Like Benson Henderson, once he's done with his Bellator contract, he's going to retire and join the Peace Corps. So yeah. Paul Daly's a hard striker. It's just that I haven't seen him against a technical striker in quite some time, and I'm sorry. It's just like I'm not as knowledgeable with Bellator fighters as I should be. Like, I should be a little bit more knowledgeable about Bellator fighters, but I don't know any of these guys, to be honest with you. Like, unless they're like former UFC guys or guys that have been in Bellator when like Bellator was like first growing. DC versus Jones was a really good fight, though. On a technical aspect, yeah, but it didn't live up to the hype of what you thought it was going to be. It was like pretty much another John Jones showcase of why he's so fucking awesome. Yeah, well, I feel like DC is just not a good matchup against John Jones because, like, to beat John Jones, you literally have to have someone that's like a very elite level striker better than him. That's like the only time I can feel like you can beat John Jones. Well, Art of War, like I said, from a technical aspect, DC and John Jones. I bet you people are tuning in and they're just like hearing me talk about DC and John Jones, and they're like, "What the fuck? This is UFC 208." If you guys want to know, the recap and results already happened. So now I'm just taking MMA questions. So if you guys have any MMA questions, you can what's it called? You can ask them. But don't be coming in here. You can ask about what happened on the show too. I'll give you my answers. I don't care about repeating myself. But yeah. Yeah, Gus came close to beating Jones. A lot of people argue that Gus did beat Jones. That fight was really good too. I remember when that fight first happened. That fight was insane. The freaking was it the third round? John Jones hit the spinning back fist on Gus and then started like landing punches. I thought that shit was over, and then like they just kept on going. And then the fifth round, like, oh my god, that shit was insane. Jones versus Gus 2 will be that one fight where we're like, we will never get. No. Well, I don't know. Can Rumble reach John Jones? That's the one thing. You got to reach John Jones to put him to sleep. You got to get close to his range. Laying down it, Rumble has like scary, like Rumble's knockout power is scary, dude. Like, and the thing is too, Rumble walks at 205. People tend to forget Rumble used to be at 170. He used to fight at welterweight and shit like that. Bellator, the next big thing. Oh god, no, no, not even. Bellator, the next big, not even. like here's the thing, Mikey. At least with the UFC, I know what's going on, and I don't even have to like have Wikipedia open to check on what the fuck they're doing. Bellator, I was asking when the Blue Hell. I was asking when the Blue Hell is Fedor versus Matt Mitrione. Can someone please tell me that? No one in the chat told me when Fedor versus Matt Mitrione happened, so it seems like they don't care. I don't think Bellator is the next big thing at all. And then especially because Spike TV is now rebranding, Viacom's rebranding it and stuff like that. Yeah, doesn't look good. No way Rumble walks at 205. He could walk out as champion, but I just give DC so much respect as a champion. Like he's just a better wrestler. But yeah, because the UFC owners, yeah, they just don't like thing. Is Bellator UFC's equivalent to WCW or TNA? Oh, TNA all the way, dude. Like Kimball Slice versus Dada 5000 should have already given you a TNA vibe. What's wrong with Anderson Silva? He's old. Daniel, he's old. Like, what? Do you want Anderson Silva to just keep on doing what he used to do? He can't do it. He likes trolling. He likes gooping around. He just likes having fun, making money. That's it. Dana White is a motherfucker. Put my weed money on Brunson. That sucks for you, White Knight. you should have learned better and put it on. Why don't you put it on Silva? Silva was the underdog. Oh, Rumble, yeah. Rumble walks around. No, Rumble walks around like 215, man. Like he literally walks around at 215. He does not walk just at like he literally weighs around 205. He barely has to cut. Because if you've seen like the embedded vlogs, Dan Bones, he's literally like eating like all this fucking bomb ass dank food. Like he's just like eating like all this good food and stuff like that. And he literally barely like has to cut any weight. He doesn't even cut weight, to be honest with you. That's why he used to be able to make like 170 and stuff like that. He's just terrible at weight management because he likes to eat so much. Like seriously, if you watch like Embedded, like freaking Rumble is like chewing on some tacos that look like they don't look like, oh, these are some MMA food type of tacos. No, these are like, oh, I'm freaking got some carne asada with a bunch of shit on them tacos, and I can eat on these because I freaking can just like shit out this weight anyways. He walks around like 210, 215 at least. John Jones? John Jones walks around like, from what I remember, 235, 240. And I know everyone's gonna be like, but he's so much skinnier than Rumble. Rumble's just a naturally big dude. You know, like a lot of people, like, I'm just wondering, do you guys know how much I weigh, or do you guys want to take a guess of how much I weigh? Because my weight probably will surprise a lot of you people. You know, John Jones, though, he's just like, because you got to think again, too, John Jones is taller than Rumble, so he has more weight to go around and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Silver Deep. Don't you get to eat ice cream, though? Overeem is trash. Oh, don't hate on my Dutch brother. How dare you? Oh, you think I'm 120? Oh, that's very generous of you. I wish I was 120. I'd be a much more good-looking dude, but I'm definitely not 120. Yeah, John Jones walks around 235, 240. He walks around on that weight. Jello soup and scrambled eggs. That's good. Jello is good. I like Jello. Yeah, I know. Cyborg's gonna destroy my Dutch woman, but it's all right, man. The Dutch, we got a champion. Yes, Dan Bones. I weigh 215. 215 pounds I weigh. 202. I wish I could get back down to 202. I'm trying to get down under 200 and stuff like that. I'm like right now it sucks because like I don't have my freaking, because I'm on my 6-week cycle for my supplements and stuff like that. So when I start taking supplements, they help me burn the fat faster. But when I don't take supplements, it's like really hard to work out. But you have to cycle off of it 6 weeks and stuff like that. In your opinion, who is the least marketable champion in the UFC right now? Oh, easily Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson is easily the most least marketable champion. How tall am I? Take a guess. Take a guess how tall I am. People think I'm super tall. So I'm just interested to see how much people think how tall I am. Cheap shot champ. Hey, that was the referee's fault for not getting in the way, damn it. That was the referee's fault. That is not my girl's fault. 6'1". Oh no, I wish I was 6'1". I'm 5'8". Yeah, Mikey's got it right. I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8". I wish I was 6'1". Man, if I was 6'1", man, oh baby, like my 215 ass wouldn't look that bad. I'm 5'8", dude. I'm a midget, dude. I'm a fucking midget. 2 shots after the bell. Okay, the first one unnecessary. The second one definitely. The second one, she was in the heat of the moment. The first one though, that was bad. How is that not her fault? Because the referee sucks, man. The guy didn't even freaking separate. He was literally watching them. He was standing there picking his nose, man, wearing his NYCS. One of the referees was wearing a Boston Strong shirt. Like, what the fuck? Alex Uribe, because there are casual fans that only watch MMA for casual points. So, yeah. There are some fans who actually care about money in the UFC, like myself, and who can make money and shit. Yeah, but who the fuck would Demetrius Johnson fight for a super fight? You think you would fight Cody Garbrandt? Go fight yourself some no love, Mighty Mouse. Have fun with that shit. Holly came to fight. All Holly was doing was like, ha, ha. Silver Deep, do I stream often? Yes, I do stream a lot. I don't stream a lot of MMA stuff. I stream every once in a while when a UFC event goes down, but I stream mostly like WWE events. So I like talking about pro wrestling. Like this channel is mainly based off pro wrestling. For all these people who are new and stuff to this channel, like I literally started off doing pro wrestling reviews and pro wrestling talk. So it's like pretty much a majority of my fan base watches my pro wrestling content and stuff like that. So like that's what they come here for. They like to see me talk about pro wrestling. And so pro wrestling is like the main thing, but I like to do MMA, NFL, and NBA on the side. So like I always try to find days to kind of do it because I enjoy myself talking about these sports more. MMA, I get a bit more of an opportunity to talk about and stuff like that. Jeff Hardy, he's one of my favorites. Like I cried when he won the WWE title. Like not even kidding. Like in Armageddon, I was like, "Oh my god, Jeff Hardy won the title! Greatest thing ever." Did I pay $50? I paid $60 transport for UFC 208 because I needed that shit in HD. I paid 60, and I don't even get a replay with that shit. I wish Ronda Rousey was my Valentine until she got fisted by that Brazilian chick, Amanda Nunes. Thank you, Silver D, for subscribing. Just like all the other 26 people watching, if you guys like my channel, bam, subscribe. Transport, you got ripped off. Yeah, no, I did get ripped off. And guess what? Dana White's freaking swimming in my money now. He don't give a fuck. He's just like, you know what? This show is fucking shitty, but I don't give a fuck. Takes off his shirt, goes and fucking swims in this pool of money, dude. Which would be better, UFC 208 or Chamber? Is it bad to think that Chamber? Actually, I'll give Chamber a little bit, man. I'll give Chamber a little bit of props. That Elimination Chamber could be better because the Chamber match does seem like it has potential. Orton and Harper could be a sleeper match. You know, that looks pretty damn good. The three women matches, man, that could hold a deck. Art of War seems like he's a Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels fan. HB Cray, Heartbreak Kid, and this shit. Did I ever watch WCW back in the day? Yeah, I watched a little bit. Goldberg was one of my favorites. DDP was cool. That's where I became a fan of like Benoit and Guerrero and stuff like that, and Dane Malenko was like back in WCW. Like that's where I started to see Jericho for the first time was WCW. Like I knew who Jericho was when he like came out to like insult The Rock. Like I was kind of like a Smart Mark fan at that moment of time, but not really. But I knew who he was. Like it wasn't like my dad who was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" when he was like insulting Rock. I'm like, "That's Chris Jericho." Blah, blah. Yeah, I know the three women's matches. I mean, Nikki Bella versus Natalia. You gotta love that shit. You missed Mystico, Silver? Why would you miss? I mean, if you're watching Mystico and CMLL, yeah, I can understand why you miss him. But I don't know why you would miss Mystico and Curtly. AJ Styles, yeah, he's in the chamber match. I feel like Anderson Silva lost a big chance to be the star UFC needs now. Yeah. And that's pretty sad when they need Anderson Silva to be the current star for the UFC and stuff like that. Before Sin Cara got hurt? Oh, okay. Like I said, if you ever watched Mystico, the original Sin Cara and stuff like that, go watch Mystico back in his prime in CMLL, dude. That dude used to be like you can understand the hype that he used to got. Like a lot of people like don't understand how much hype he used to have back in the day and stuff like that. That's how bad UFC 208 is. like now I'm like before I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking talk about wrestling. Now I'm like answering wrestling questions and stuff like that. The UFC needs like Conor McGregor bad. Like that just shows how much power he has. Like people like only want to care about him and only want to see him. You know, like that's just how bad that the business has become for MMA. They need to rely on one guy. Who are the top three smothers in the UFC right now? I agree with you with number one and number two. Number three, there's a lot other fighters that I feel like are big time smotherers than the Andrew Sanchez. I haven't seen Andrew Sanchez fight, but Ben Askren is definitely number three on that list. Like he may not be in a big time organization, but he's still like some smother people. Does the UFC really need a star? They do, but at the same time, they just need to put on like better fight cards that people will care about and people will actually watch and actually get do something better with Fight Pass and stuff. Because really, to be honest here, the thing with Fight Pass is like really, to be honest, like why would you have it? You don't get any of the current major cards of Fight Pass. The best card that they ever put out on Fight Pass was Anderson Silva versus Michael Bisping. And other than that, it's not like they give you anything special for being a Fight Pass member. You know, they just give you a bunch of old fights that you can watch, but those are easily accessible via online and stuff like that. You know, like the UFC just doesn't have like a good like say what you want about WWE and stuff like that. At least with WWE with the network, you get their big shows. You get to see like the best WWE shows possible. I mean, not everything is good about it, but you at least got good access to WWE shows, unlike UFC. You know what I'm saying? They just need to like promote better. Like that's what they need. Like they just need to have like a better way for people to watch MMA where they just don't feel disgusted. You know, Fight Pass is just pretty much like Fight Pass is like pretty much you're paying $9.99 just to have like a glorified like MMA library. That's pretty much it. Like at least with the WWE network, like I said, you pay $9.99, you get the pay-per-views, you get all this other stuff. Yeah, sure, most of the pay-per-views suck anyways, but at least you get that. Like for $9.99, you feel like you're actually getting some investment out of it. While with Fight Pass, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, cool. I get this UFC Fight Pass card that starts at 1 a.m, and it's freaking like Joe Lozon versus like Pete Maravich or something. And yes, I just named a basketball player. I don't care. Connor said the Woodley fight is possible. Somebody stop him. That power is unlike anything he's faced before. Oh, Tyron Woodley would knock that dude out. Connor took UFC to a new level. If he leaves, it'll never be the same. Who's going to fight Michael Bisping? Yoel Romero is going to fight Michael Bisping. Yeah, exactly. I wish the fight pass would. I wish. I honestly, okay. Sorry, Artibor, but I thought like Iron Sports, his original. I thought his name was Transport for the longest time. My bad, Iron Sports. Yeah, Conor McGregor took himself to the UFC can survive without like the UFC just needs Conor right now when it comes to just producing interesting cards, but they can move on from Conor McGregor whenever they want. Like they can move on from Conor whenever they want. It's just that right now when it comes to MMA, unless you're a hardcore fan, there's not really much to really care about because like the UFC has just like the thing also about UFC too is they've oversaturated themselves. Like if you go look back at some old UFC cards, they would look stacked as hell, man. Like super duper stacked. Nowadays, as you look at a UFC card and you're like, what the fuck is this? Just Dickenstein. The UFC business model needs a star. It's becoming less and less like a real sport. Well, if you think about Daniel Alves, it's like the NFL and the NBA teams. They need stars to sell tickets and get people in the building. Like, why would someone go to a freaking Milwaukee Bucks games unless there was a star to watch? You know, it's like any other business. They need people to sell tickets. Well, the UFC should stop giving Conor so much power. No, the UFC doesn't make, but the thing is still straight shooter. The UFC still relies on pay-per-view buy rates. Like the UFC is one of the few models still today that uses pay-per-view buy rates and stuff like that. Like at least with boxing, if you're a Showtime/HBO member, you can still watch the fights. I want to see somebody new take over featherweight. Max Holloway's there. You better hope he beats where's Aldo or where's Jose Waldo or whatever the fuck he's been using. So you better hope he beats Aldo. Otherwise, we're not going to get anyone new taking over the featherweight division. Okay, let's see. What else do you guys have to say? I didn't realize the time. I got work and everything else tomorrow. Robbie Law used to fight everyone, dude. I think over promotion caught up to them. It's hard to get pulled into a fight when they say every fight is the best of all time. Yeah, don't like this is going to be the greatest matchup ever, and then you kind of get disappointed when it's not. Who's the blame for the lack of new stars in the UFC? The fighters or the UFC? Oh, it's the fighters for sure. Like the UFC can promote stars. Like they can like say this guy's a good star you want, but the fighters have to go out there and perform. It's kind of like in the NBA. If you have a player, and let's just say you like, let's just use Russell Westbrook as an example. If you have Russell Westbrook and you say, oh, without Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook would average a triple double and do all this other stuff, and Westbrook did not do any of that, you would be kind of disappointed because you thought Westbrook would be going bonkers and batshit crazy in the stats. Russell Westbrook is doing that. So you are amazed at the star power that this guy has. But if he did not live up to that hype, that's his fault. Is that the Oklahoma City Thunder's fault that he's not averaging a triple double? No. You got to think it's the player's fault for not playing to that fucking level. It's the fighter's fault. The UFC puts the fighters in good positions. It's the fighters' fault for not taking advantage of those good positions. They either A, get injured before the big fight, B, when they lose, look like freaking pussies because all they do is talk about how they were injured during the fight and everything like that, trying to act like they're badasses when they weren't, or C, they pretty much don't deliver in these big fights. They try to play smart, and then pretty much that turns off people from them. Like, really, to be honest here, casual fans do not want to see these guys be technical. Us fans that are pretty much like already UFC fans and stuff like that, are already MMA fans, we don't care if they're technical or not. We respect that. But when you're trying to hype a dude up, you're telling your friend, yo, dude, this guy right here, man, he's the next big deal. And then the whole fight, he's not doing fucking anything. It's just like, yeah, it's the fighter's fault. It's the fighter's fault. It's not the UFC's fault. The UFC's putting them in that situation. It's the fighter's fault. Like I said, it's like, is it the Oklahoma City Thunder's fault if Russell Westbrook doesn't average a triple-double, or Russell Westbrook's fault? Just saying. What do you think of the new commentary team? I thought it sucked. Oh, yeah, no, I said that millions of times that this commentary team sucked. Unguarded Citadel, clean your fucking room. You obviously don't know shit about competing. Okay, I do not know where the fuck you came from. My room's dirty. Don't give a fuck because it's Saturday and I'm going to clean it tomorrow if I can find fucking time between work and studying for fucking school. Okay? And really, to be honest here, I don't know what you mean by competing and everything like that when I am just saying that these guys have to deliver in big time fucking fights. Like, seriously, if you're fucking promoted to be this badass, you're going to go out there and you're going to say that you're going to fucking destroy this person, then go fucking do it. What am I studying for? School. Broadcast. Working on that college degree. Should there be more tune-up fights in the UFC, e.g. Holloway and Rousey might have benefited from fighting a lower-ranked opponent instead of fighting legit killers immediately? Yeah, you can do that. I don't understand. Look at what Jacare did tonight. He fought a tune-up fight. You can do that. You can do that. You can actually do that shit. You can do tune-up fights. It's not a big deal. How old am I? I'm 24 years old. I'm an old man. Don't you see the gray in my beard? I'm old. 24 years old. Who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, no, seriously, I don't get that. Like, everyone comes into my video, clean your fucking room. Okay, first of all, yeah, you can see my room. Yes, my room's dirty. I know this. I haven't done my laundry right. Well, I haven't put my laundry away. Like, to be honest here, my dirty laundry is right over there where the red pants are and shit like that. But yeah, I haven't put my laundry away. Sorry, haven't done that yet. Had other things to do today and stuff like that. But it's just like, I love when people come into my videos and they're like, "Oh, clean your fucking room or do this," and then it's just like, what the fuck? Like, your room's probably not even clean. Like, why the fuck are you coming after me? Are you cuck? No, I do not watch my girl or any other person's girl fuck another dude, so I'm not a cuck. John Ang and DC gave even more UFC on Fox feeling to this card. It was a bum card. I see dead people with the comment of the night. UFC on fuck. Oh. Oh. Oh no, I see that people. I'm just responding to a comment and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously you just joined the stream. We've been way past the recap and results of the fucking card. I've been answering MMA questions and stuff like that. Should the UFC make pay-per-view shorter, just main card, just 5 to 7 fights, no prelims? I feel like five. I no, I like prelims. I think prelims are pretty useful for UFC, especially like for people who are just like on the fence on buying the card and they're watching like the FS1 prelims and like you just see some like killer fight and you're like, oh man, maybe this will be like the whole freaking show, and then you foolishly buy the show. So yeah. Remember when one fan called out Eddie Alvarez in the UFC 205 press fight conference? Oh, yeah. There's a what's it called? There was this one fan at the end of the main event was like Duradame was saying something and then he's like, "Fuck you, you stupid bitch." I was like, "Oh shit." He was pretty angry. It's like no one watching the press conference. It's like literally no one watching the press conference at all for UFC 208 because normally like people leave my stream and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch the press conference now. Thanks for doing this, Chase," and then they just leave. Who won the submission of the night bonus? I don't know. His name was Jacare Souza. He does like the Florida Gator chop. When did Jacare start doing that, like the alligator thing? I swear to God, I think Jacare watched like, what's it called? Why is Jermaine getting so much hate? I don't know, really, to be honest. I think the 2 cheap shots didn't help her all that much, and then also like she kind of did not put up like the best performance. I bet Dana White will justify the shit. I think I just reminded people because I had 30 people watching. They're like, "Oh shit, why am I watching this stupid white person talk about the sport? Let me go watch these guys answer questions." No, back to Jacare's like alligator chop. I swear to God, they were doing this. Like he just saw them. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna copy this." Thanks for subbing, Sal. If you like wrestling, see you on Sunday or Monday for the Elimination Chamber review. If not, see you next MMA show. Wait, like a screw? Did he give her a bonus? That's good. Not nice guy, Dana. Do you think Jacare? I like Jacare, so I'm not gonna call him that. But I think Jim Miller versus Dustin Poirier would win fight of the night. To be honest, Bisping versus Woodley. Who you got? I don't even know if that's a matchup that could happen, but I'm gonna go with Tyron Woodley because Bisping's chin suspect as fuck. Yeah, no. Well, Art of War, that's part of Dana White's job. He has to defend his shitty cards. What about Derek Brunson? That guy was on drugs. Bad performance. Thank you, Daniel Alves. Thank you for telling me that Derek Brunson. Thank you. Some people were saying that he was good. Bisping versus the black guy at 170. We talked about that. I see dead people. Well, which black guy at 170? Hector Lombard, Tyron Woodley. There's some other black people at 170. Anthony Rumble Johnson when he used to fight there. UFC 208 sponsored by Advil. When fights are boring, take Advil to sleep it off. This disappointing card. Tyron the race card Woodley. Oh, UFC so racist. John gets a cuck with DC. That's fucked up. Tyron in the race card Woodley. Yeah, that's true. Tyron Woodley loves that race card. UFC's racist, guys. Didn't you know? Don't you know UFC is racist? Such racist assholes. They just gave me main event and money and everything like that. But no, they're racist, man. Hey, Tyron Woodley says, I believe it, damn it. They're racist. Do you think Derek Brunson will get a fail in his drug test? He looked high as fuck tonight. I don't really know. Maybe I'll have to go watch that fight again. Maybe I'll pay $50 again to watch the show. So that way I can see if Derek Brunson was high. Maybe I'll just wait for like the highlights or something because he didn't look high to me. He looked kind of normal. I wouldn't be surprised if Anderson Silva fails like another steroid test. Like, dude, Silva looked pretty jacked in his arms, man. He looked pretty jacked in his arms, man. He looked like fucking like, yeah, he was flabbing his stomach, but his arms were looking pretty jacked, man. Silva was looking pretty big. So fans booed pretty much all the fights tonight at one point. They didn't really boo, okay, they didn't really boo Dustin Poirier and Jim Miller. And that last prelim fight, Muhammad versus Ricky Randy Davis. Is that what that his name? Can't remember. Like they weren't booing those fights. They need to get some love. Yeah, Brunson was just pretty much playing a safe fight. Greg Jackson, man, I don't know what he's doing. He's not training winners anymore. He's training losers. Remember when everyone's like, "Oh, go to Greg Jackson, you'll win." Now he's training losers, man. I think Greg Jackson, Randy Brown. Thank you, Mikey. I knew he had a generic name. I knew his name was Randy at least. Give me points on that one. You know, I think Greg Jackson, he's kind of like a great example of like, oh, he had one great fighter, and then everyone's just like overrates him afterwards. Like everyone's like, but like, didn't you train Condit too? Yeah, but has Carlos Condit really won anything besides the interim title? No. And I wouldn't consider Carlos Condit like a great fighter. Well, Condit did win the WEC welterweight title, but was he with Greg Jackson at the time when he won the WEC title? I'm not sure. And yes, WEC used to have a welterweight division. It like lasted like 2 weeks. Nate Diaz is saving himself for Connor. Kind of BS in my opinion. Well, Connor's saving himself for any lightweight that won't give him problems. So that's kind of BS too, if you think about it, Iron Sport. Sure, Silver Deep. I'm just chilling here anyway, so strike away with the random question if you want. I'm going to be heading out at 12:15 though, my time. So get your questions in within the next 8 minutes, and then I'm going to do the outro because I'm getting tired and I got a long day. Best pizza? I like what kind? Like from the location and stuff like that, or just like style pizza? I think the best pizza is always like a great meat lover's pizza. Get that sausage, get that fucking bacon on there with the pepperoni. That's like the best to me. They're all bums. Coach Cavanaugh makes the champions. Tony beats Khabib by second TKO via pressure and elbows. Tony beats Conor via held decision, identical to RDA fighter. Conor gets subbed, trying for a takedown. Where am I located? I am located in the suburb of Los Angeles, California. Dude, Holly is such a marketable fighter. That was a bummer for UFC. Yeah, well, it's pretty much Holly Holm. Like I talked about it earlier, Daniel. Like Holly Holm is just pretty much she just regresses. Like she just gets worse round after round. Like I don't know what happened and stuff like that. They didn't even show up at a press conference. Oh man, dude. What an asshole. What up, CPZ? You're late to the show, CPZ. You're normally here on time. What happened, CPZ? Did she go to Duke? Just ask CM Punk. Oh, wait. Best pizza place? That's very subjective. My favorite pizza place is Toppers here in California. That's my favorite pizza place is Toppers Pizza. I think that's like the best pizza place. And then followed by like numero unos and stuff like that. Oh, someone saying Tony Ferguson won't do anything. Yeah, Dana White was like, I can't defend this fucking card right now. I'll go just do a media scrum later, even though I don't do those anymore. I'll just go on ESPN or Colin Cowherd's show where they'll protect me and I can stumble and mother my way through this show. You guys should make a bet, and then when the fight does happen, stream, you guys pay off the bet. That'd be funny. Y'all make a bet right now and stuff like that. Tony Duncan won't do fucking nothing. Oh, best burger joint? Ooh, fuck. Honestly, low key, like my favorite place is Burger Express. Like Burger Express makes the bomb burger. And like low key, that place is balling when it comes to burgers, man. Like I've never been disappointed when I've left Burger Express. Like that's my low key, my favorite spot to go to. Yo, Iron Sport and Dan Bones, you guys should make like a bet. Or I see dead people. You guys should just make a bet or something. We'll pay it off like next time I go live. Be fucking crazy. What about In-N-Out? Oh, yes, In-N-Out. Yeah, CPZ. I forgot. See, that's the thing. Well, the thing about In-N-Out, here's the thing. Well, that's like a fast food burger joint. If you're saying fast food burger, if you're saying fast food burger joints, In-N-Out. But he was asking like just a burger joint, like best burger joint. When I think of a burger joint, I'm thinking of like places that like, you know, like hole in the wall restaurants that sell burgers on the side. So I would have to go with fucking Burger Express, man. That's my spot right there. You know, fast food burgers, yeah, In-N-Out's like king, and then it goes Carl's Jr., then it goes Mickey D's, then it goes Jack and the Crack. But other than that, you know, that's my fast food burger rankings. In-N-Out one. I don't know. Five Guys I like a little bit more, but they're not really fast food. But it's like In-N-Out, Carl's Jr., fucking Mickey D's, Jack and the Crack. Five Guys I don't really consider fast food though. Later, Dan Bones. Have a good one. See you probably Monday for the Elimination Chamber stream. Fuck Colin Cowherd. Yeah, exactly. Best B-Dubs wing flavor. Not a big fan of B-Dubs, to be honest. I've only been there like a couple times. Haven't been to B-Dubs all that much. I have a B-Dubs like right down my street too. Well, not right down my street. It's like a freeway. It's like a freeway. It's a freeway drive, but it's literally like the closest freeway drive ever. Like I literally jump on the freeway, stay on the freeway for like a minute, and then afterwards exit, and then B-Dubs is like right there. So it's like it's not even that far. That's why I just say it's like right down the street. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of B-Dubs. Like B-Dubs is not like I don't hit up B-Dubs like Hooters. I'll hit up Hooters, man. Like Hooters has some bomb ass wings, but B-Dubs like always hit or miss, man. Like I'm always hit or miss on B-Dubs. Like B-Dubs like hasn't really like consistently delivered their wings like Hooters has. Like Hooters, every time I go like at least I'm like, you know what, that wing was pretty damn good. But B-Dubs, I'm like, man, you just sucked. Your mom sucks balls. Well, yeah, she's a woman, so I expect her to do that, Jonathan. Like, what the fuck do you expect women to do? Not do that shit? Come on, cuz. Think of a better insult. Like, for real, dog. Weakest insult ever. Goldberg got Prime versus Brock Lesnar in MMA. Who do I got? Brock Lesnar? Laser Isaac, I'll see you for the chamber review. Most likely Sunday night or Monday. Keep in touch. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed what you guys saw. If you guys are new and you guys are watching this 2-hour extravaganza, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and all that other stuff. If you guys are fans of pro wrestling, I'll be back for a pro wrestling stream in the near future. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all next time. Enjoy your day. And remember, guys, just like Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit. Have a good one, guys. Peace.